Hello, everyone. I never know when the live starts, so I'm just going to start talking. Hello, and welcome to our full moon meditation. And I am in Mexico, and it's the 10th anniversary Worldwide Womb Blessing. And I'm so happy to be sharing virtual space with all of you. So as our circle starts to constellate, I would love to know who's joining me this evening. I would love it if you would say hello and share your name and where you are joining us from. Hello, hello, and welcome to our first full moon meditation of 2022. On the 10th anniversary of the Worldwide Womb Blessing. So happy to be here with all of you as our group starts to come together. I'd love to see who's here and where you're joining us from. Please put your comments in the chat. And if this is your first time joining us for a Worldwide Womb Blessing, then I want to remind you that we want to have two womb bowls, one for water, one for your candle. And as we get started, we're going to light one candle. If you have an extra candle, an extra white candle, then we're going to be using that for the special archetype meditation that we're doing. So if you can have those two things and a shawl would be great. Hello, Christina, goddess from New York, welcome. Hi, Sarah, sorry, from LA, welcome. Hello, Callie, my lovely assistant from Toronto, or in Toronto anyways, welcome. Hello, Nancy, welcome from New York, lovely to have you. We haven't done one of our live meditations in a while, so it's lovely to be here with all of you. I just picked up these headphones because of course I forgot mine at home in Toronto, and my laptop takes the old headphones, so hopefully you can hear me well. And if dogs start barking, I'll just have to just go with the flow. So it's the full snow moon. There's actually so many amazing things happening right now in the sky story, and also in, there's so many things. And I just want to make sure that you can all hear me well. Hello, Stephanie from Maryland. I'm getting a strange message saying too low FPS, and I'm not sure what that means. Hello, Shelley. Thank you so much. That's so nice to hear. I think Mexico looks good on me, so I appreciate that. If there's any issues with the live cast, please let me know in the chat, and I will try to find a way to fix it. Okay, so things happen in threes, and great. Thank you, Stephanie. As you know, Valentine's Day just passed, but even more importantly, from my perspective and from astrology's perspective, Mars and Venus have just come together in the sky in a perfect conjunction, which basically means they're together. And that just happened this morning, 2 hours before the full moon. So we have Mars and Venus, the cosmic lovers, together in the sky, in the sign of Capricorn. So that is actually a really good portent, a good omen for long-lasting love, serious and lasting love. And then we have the full moon, of course, in Leo, and it's the snow moon. And it's indicative, this particular moon, of the transition from winter into spring, which is symbolized in the Celtic wheel by Imbolc. So Imbolc happened February 2nd, thereabouts, and it's a fire festival. So the goddess Bridget is revered in this festival, and the fire is representative of moving from winter towards spring. And then Leo, which is also a fire sign, is also tending that sacred flame. So today we're going to do three, yes, special meditations. And we're going to be using the element of fire. So if you have a white candle that's separate, and if you don't have it, it's okay. You can sort of use mine as kind of I will be the stand-in, and my candle will be visible to all of you, or at least at the beginning it will. And then you'll have a candle for your womb bowl, which is part of the worldwide womb blessing, but we need 2 candles today, ideally. And if you don't have the second one, don't worry. You can use mine as a surrogate. Okay, so, and Callie just dropped in the chat all the things, ideally as a checklist that you can have for the meditation. So I talked about 3 things. So we've already covered 2 so far. And then the third thing is the 10th anniversary of the worldwide womb blessing. So we're gathering for the 10th year in a row with literally hundreds of thousands of women all over the world. And we're all lighting this sacred flame. Not only candles, but the sacred flame of the feminine inside of our sacred womb bowls, not just the womb bowl that we're actually physically using, but the womb bowl in our bodies, that sacred sanctuary of the feminine that lives within each of us. Whether or not you have a womb, whether or not you have a cycle, you have that sacred space, because as a feminine being, you are a vessel for the feminine energy and for the life force to move and be birthed through you, through the cycles of the moon, through the cycles of the season, through the cycles of menstruation. Whether or not you're currently menstruating or not doesn't matter. Whether you finished or for whatever reason no longer have a cycle, you are still part of this sacred feminine cycle of life, circle of life. So we're going to today focus on ushering in the springtime maiden energy, and how we're going to do that is with the help of the crone. The winter crone, right, is the one that kind of opens the door, gives way to the maiden of springtime to sort of walk through and turn the lands into green and blossoming and coming alive, and that fresh new beginning energy. So we're in this transition place right now. And as part of our worldwide meditation, you'll see in the archetype meditation that we'll be practicing today, we're going to be kind of offering up to the sacred fire, the flame, in a way, in a kind of a sense of banishing what no longer serves us, what we no longer need, and leaving it behind. So just like winter is going to be left behind as we move into springtime, there's parts of ourselves, habits, thoughts, ways of being that can also be left in the past. So think about that. Think about what you want to banish in your life. What are you ready to offer up to the sacred flame, to the sacred fire? And what in your life do you want the lovers of Mars and Venus to tend to hold in union and creative co-creation, that masculine and feminine, yin and yang, sun and moon kind of fire and water alchemy. What do you want those two cosmic lovers to tend for you in your life? And then, you know, holding the third kind of intention of that we are, I want to say, kind of the light bearers of the feminine. Those of us who are sitting in circle here today, those who will join in the replay, all the other circles that are gathering all around the world and have been all throughout today for the full moon, and some who may have gathered yesterday, some who may gather tomorrow. So we have this potent energy of the feminine that is kind of reverberating in the planet right now. And as we get started, I would love for you to also hold that sort of third awareness of the collective feminine that we're all tapping into, and we're all sort of welcoming into more grounded, connected, here to stay kind of energy. Okay, so I'm just going to check if there's any questions, any more hellos. I think we're good. I always like for everybody who's in the circle to let us know you're here as a part of declaring your presence. So if you haven't said hello yet, and you would like your energy to kind of be known to everyone in the circle, take a moment right now to just say hello and where you're joining us from, and have your presence known to the group. So that is my invitation if you haven't already done so. Welcome, Sony, lovely to see you. Beautiful. Okay, Michelle, welcome. And if you like, one of the ways to honor the sacred feminine, to kind of acknowledge that we're in the presence of the sacred feminine, is to wrap yourself with a shawl. So if you have a shawl that you would like to use for this meditation, then I welcome you to wrap yourself with the shawl at this point. Hello, Brittany, welcome. And Claudia, welcome. Siobhan, welcome. Brienne, welcome. Cheryl, welcome. Okay, beautiful. So let's get started. You can be sitting, you can be lying down, whatever is most comfortable for you. And when you have come into your comfortable position, I'm going to invite you to take a deep cleansing breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And another deep cleansing breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more deep cleansing breath. And out. And just take a moment to breathe normally. Connecting with your heart. Your heartbeat. Connecting with your womb space. Breathing down into the sanctuary of your womb space. And then, if you haven't lit your candle yet, I welcome you to do that. taking a moment to connect with the flame, lighting this candle in honor of the flame, sacred flame, of the sacred feminine that we are honoring here today. Okay. And then let's close our eyes and start to bring your awareness into your body. And let your body just sink and relax into the support beneath you. Taking another deep breath. Let your awareness drop down into your womb space. Imagine that your womb is like a tree with two main branches that hold beautiful green leaves and red jewel-like fruits on the ends. Allow the roots of your tree to grow down deep within the darkness of the earth, connecting you and anchoring you, allowing you to receive golden energy into your womb. Feel grounded and balanced within. Now allow the image of your womb tree to grow. The tree's branches separate at the center of your heart. Feel your heart center open and energy flow down your arms into your hands and fingers. Feel the connection of love between the earth, your womb, and your heart. Allow the image of your womb tree to continue to grow upwards. The branches of the tree reach upwards to cradle a full moon above your head. The energy of the full moon bathes you in a beautiful silver white light that washes through your aura and over your skin. Entering through your crown. Open to receive the light of the moon. Let it enter through your crown and bathe you in this beautiful silvery white light that washes through your aura and over your skin. Let it enter through your crown and bathe your brain with light. Relax further. Allow this energy in your heart. Relax even further. Open your womb and allow this energy into your womb in blessing. We're going to be silent now and receive the worldwide womb blessing energy. Keep breathing, imagining the full moon above you. And allow yourself to be bathed in the beautiful silvery white light of the moon's rays, washing through your aura and over your skin, allowing the energy through your crown, into your heart, down into your womb. If at any point you feel dizzy or uneasy, send your womb tree roots down into the earth and connect and anchor down. Otherwise, keep breathing and receiving. relaxing and receiving. Imagining the full moon above, bathing you in her moon rays. Keep breathing and receiving the full moon energies through your crown, into your heart, down into your womb, few minutes of the womb blessing transmission and initiation. yourself to cradled in the sacred feminine. In her light. In her love. Start to bring your awareness back into your womb. And draw your womb tree roots down deep into the darkness of the earth, connecting you and anchoring you. When you're ready, smile and open your eyes. Okay. Hola Marisa, welcome. Welcome Tree Elaine, if I didn't say that earlier. Just checking in again with the group that everyone can hear me, that the live is working properly. So we just finished receiving the transmission of the Worldwide Womb Blessing. And for those who don't know, Miranda Gray literally sits for the whole day, and that's why there's 5 times to register, and ours is the last time. Which is midnight UK, to receive. So the transmission is sent through her, as well as a network of moon mothers all over the world. Welcome, Patricia, joining us from El Salvador. How lovely. Thank you, Michelle. Yes, it's a beautiful energy. So think about, there's over 200,000 women all over the world connecting into this energy today. So it's potent, right? It's powerful. This is the sacred feminine. And today we're going to be connecting with this new meditation that was written specially for the 10th anniversary. And one of the instructions for this meditation is to cover our heads. So covering our heads is another way to acknowledge that we are in the presence of the divine feminine. And it's a way also to create sacred space, since we are kind of adorning ourselves. So if you'd like, you can cover your head and your shoulders with a shawl. I love the connections here. And we're going to just dive right into the meditation. So close your eyes and bring your awareness into your body. Feel, know, or see that you are bathed in soft moonlight. Take a breath in. As you breathe in deeply, see or know that you stand on the roots of an enormous tree that gently glows with a soft white energy. Two large branches reach up high into the night sky, and they are full of leaves and stars and galaxies. The large roots weave a complex pattern around the tree and flow out into space. You know that you stand on a sacred symbol woven from the beautiful feminine energies of the universe. On the roots sits a multitude of women dressed in white. Each woman's womb glows with a soft white light. And each woman's womb center resonates with the other women through the roots of the tree. As you look into the distance, you realize that you are not seeing stars, but billions of women with their radiant womb centers. In your heart and womb, you know that you are surrounded by the circle of sisters. Every woman is connected to each other and to the sacred feminine energies of the universal womb tree. We are one pattern. Look down and see that you are wearing white robes. And see or feel that your lower belly glows with a beautiful, soft, white light. Feel your heart open. You sit on the root that lies beneath you. Energy flows up from the root into your womb center and fills it. Your womb center responds to the energy, expanding outwards in all directions and becoming one with the sacred pattern, the feminine sacred pattern of all women. You are home. Breathe in and let go. You belong. Breathe in and let go. You are who you are meant to be. Become aware of the full moon above you in the branches of the universal womb tree. Her light flows over you and through you, and you glow with her light. As you are bathed in moonlight, feel it shine from your womb center. Feel it shine from your heart center. Feel it shine from your whole being into the universal circle of sisters. Know that on the roots and under the tree, we are daughters of the divine feminine, and we are all sisters. Bring your physical hands together into a prayer position. And say in your heart, may all women feel this beautiful connection to each other. And may all women know and respect that they are sisters. May all women feel this beautiful connection to the divine feminine. And may all women know that they are her expression in the world. May all women experience their sacredness, their beauty and strength, and their inner peace and love. And may all women now and in the future awaken and walk with this love of the sacred feminine in their hearts and wombs in the everyday world. Take a moment to feel deep gratitude and love for the divine feminine. Place your physical hands over your lower belly. Take a deep breath in. Grow your womb tree roots down deep into the darkness of the earth, connecting you and anchoring you. Open your eyes. Be still for a few minutes and bathe in the beautiful feelings flowing through you. Look around you with the eyes that see the light of the divine feminine and her pattern in the world. Smile. Take a moment to stretch. Roll your shoulders if you need to. Okay. So that was the new 10th anniversary sharing meditation. And we're going to, like I said earlier, we're doing things in threes today. So the third and final meditation that we'll be doing is welcoming the maiden meditation. Thank you for sharing, Marissa. Okay. I hope the signal has stabilized now. I'm seeing some comments. Okay. All right. So we need a white candle. So if you have a white candle that you can use, a fresh white candle, then you can grab it, and if not, then you can use mine as a surrogate candle. So this meditation we can do at the beginning of spring, when the Earth's maiden's energies are starting to awaken. At the first sight of the crescent moon, or as she increases in her maiden energies, and when menstruation finishes and you are reborn in the maiden energies. Okay. And when we work with the 4 female archetypes of the maiden, mother, enchantress, and crone, we see that life is a flow of energy from one to the other. We cannot understand who we are now without knowing who we were and who we will be. Every cycle that we experience, the cycle of the earth, of the moon, and of our body, has a beginning, a time of fullness, a time of decrease and release, and a time of empty potential. So in this moment between ending and beginning, we are given a gift to leave behind the old month or the old year and all the associated emotional baggage and judgments, barriers and hurt. If we let go, we can return to our authentic self. back into our inner purity and truth, a self that forgives and forgets and is full of hope for new patterns and higher thoughts and emotions. So, as I said, you may like to have a new unused white candle to light at the end of the meditation, and have maybe something that you associate with the maiden energies ready to eat and drink afterwards. So, something to consider when we finish. Okay. So, I hope the video is stabilized now. I don't want to change internet connections just in case I lose all of you. So I'm crossing my fingers. So when you're ready, close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Feel, know, or see that you sit in a group of women silently surrounding a small hearth. The fire has died down to ash and the last few embers. There is a stillness around you and a sense of peaceful waiting. An old woman slowly climbs to her feet to stand next to the hearth. In a soft voice, she speaks. In the beginning, the spark is small, but quickly it grows into a flame. The flame is hot, and we feed it so that the maiden fire can grow. When the heat is stable, we place our cauldron in the mother fire, and she weaves our ingredients together and creates nourishment. When the heat cools, we place stones by the fire, and the enchantress fire brings her magic. So our dough rises and bakes on the stones. Finally, the fire dies back to the glowing embers of the crone fire, and warm and with full bellies we gaze in contentment into the glow and dream visions. The women start to hum softly as a young girl stands. She is dressed in a simple white tunic, and her long hair falls down her back. From the crone fire comes rebirth, she says in a clear voice. The maiden kneels next to the hearth, and from a bag she brings out some dried moss. Stirring the embers with a stick, she blows on a spark, and in the dried moss, a new flame is kindled. Slowly she blows life into the flame, and the crone adding sticks, a new fire is born. As the fire illuminates the women's smiling faces, feel your heart open with the light and hope that the maiden has brought. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. And in this magical moment, you are reborn to journey once again without the patterns of the past. The young girl picks up a new candle, lights it at the fire, and gives it to one of the women. Each woman receives a candle, and in silence leaves the group to start her own new fire. The maiden now comes to you, and your fingers slightly brush hers as she hands you a candle. Suddenly, the beautiful white light of the maiden fills you. Joy and love open and fill your heart. You know that everything you have been carrying that is not in alignment with your highest self lies in the ashes of the hearth. And every part of you, every memory, every thought and emotion, every part of your body is cleansed and uplifted by the maiden's new light and returned to purity. The maiden smiles at your joy, and you know deep within that something wonderful and unstoppable has started, and that it will grow within you like a flame and influence every aspect of who you are and how you interact with the world. In your mind, you hear the maiden say, "The pure light of love." And you know that this pattern now resonates in your heart and in your womb. The pure light of love. You take the candle and bow to the maiden in deep gratitude for her gift. Like the other women, you turn away and leave behind your old emotions and patterns in the ashes of the old fire. Feel deeply that you turn your back on the past and that the new radiant light within you is who you are meant to be. Take the love and light and the joy and excitement of the maiden out into the world and create a new beginning with her energies. Take a deep breath, smile, and open your eyes. Now you can light your candle, remembering the feeling of the maiden's energies. And if you don't have a candle, I can light it for us all. Connecting to that pure light of love that the maiden has initiated within you. Walking into the world now as the new, fresh you beginning. And think about what you can do, eat or drink to celebrate with the maiden. And before we close for today, I would love to hear how you're feeling, what the 3 meditations have been like for you today. So we received the Worldwide Womb Blessing meditation. So that's the transmission and the initiation into the Worldwide Womb Blessing. And then we practiced the new sharing meditation. And then we practiced welcoming the maiden. So I'd love to hear from you how you're feeling before we close our circle, and we're going to drink our womb bowl water together in celebration of our 10th anniversary gathering. So just take a moment to check in. We spent about an hour meditating together under the full moon with Venus and Mercury in the sky, the cosmic lovers joined together. And on the heels of Imbolc, bringing in that cross quarter of between winter and spring, signaling the beginning, the transition from the crone energies to the maiden energies, and celebrating together with a worldwide community of women and moon mothers, and those walking the womb blessing path. Patricia says, I felt the glow, I felt warm inside, a very pleasant feeling. Thank you, Patricia. Danielle says, I'm feeling refreshed and connected. Siobhan says, so lovely, thank you so much. Beautiful. Feel free to keep writing. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Aliza, and for not judging. Tree says, I feel great. Well, better. Okay. So I started to tell you that we're talking about 3s. So I wanted to invite all of you, those who, if you're new to hearing about the maiden and the crone and the mother and the enchantress, then these concepts might not connect perfectly for you yet. And so if you want to learn more about how to work with the energies of the maiden, the mother, the enchantress, and the crone through the seasons, through the archetypes, through your menstrual cycle, through the stages of womanhood, so adolescence, motherhood, perimenopause, menopause, all of these different archetypal energies are how we navigate our lives as women. And if we're not aware of how we walk with these different energies, then they can feel disruptive, they can feel like they're kind of working against you versus working with you. And sometimes it can feel like we're out of control, whether it's hormonally or just a sense of like moodiness, or we don't experience pleasant menstrual cycles. There's so many different ways that the energies of the archetypes that we're working with, consciously or unconsciously, are either working on us or working with us. So, as I mentioned, we're talking about 3 different events today that we're celebrating together under the full moon. So in honor of those 3, the conjunction of Mars and Venus, the cosmic lovers in the sky, Imbolc, so moving into springtime, and the 10th anniversary of the Worldwide Womb Blessing, I'd love to give all of you and anyone that you know and love as a cherished friend or woman 30% off my Moon Goddess workbook that literally walks you through working with the archetypal energies in sync with the moon, in sync with the seasons, in sync with the life stages of womanhood, and your menstrual cycle if you are still menstruating. So we will share a link below, and if you want to go direct, the URL, it's yogagoddess.ca/workbook. And the workbook is 30% off in honor of these 3 different events that we are celebrating today. So I hope that if you don't have the workbook and you want to learn more about working with your feminine energies, that you will take a look and see if it resonates with you, or if you know somebody who you feel would benefit from working with their feminine energies. And if you're pregnant, it's also very helpful to work alongside of your feminine energies. There's yoga practices to do that are good for any stage of life or your cycle, whether you're pregnant or not. All of the practices are safe, and also fertility enhancing practices included as well. So let's drink our womb bowl water together as our closing, what do I want to say? Ritual. Let's call it our closing ritual. If you have your womb bowl water, let's bring it together and take a moment to just honor that this water has been blessed with the energies of the sacred feminine. And this water represents the waters of your womb that have been newly energized by the beautiful, pure light and love of the feminine. Cheers, and let's drink. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of you and your presence here, whether you've joined us live or in the replay. Thank you so much, Tree Elaine, for your comments. Oh wow, I had no idea you were 64. That's amazing. I love that you've connected with the workbook. So thank you so much for sharing. And thank you, Eliza. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Tria Lane. Thank you, Michelle, Sarah. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, Marissa. And I think I've got everyone. Thank you so much for being here, for your presence, for your feminine embodiment, for your willingness to be a vessel. Thank you, Sony. I didn't see you. And remember that you are a light. You have been lit up. Your womb is connected to every other womb that lives on this planet. And we're all part of the same pattern of the feminine. And we're all connected through this sacred root system of our wombs. So today we connected into that in a visual, visceral way. So as you walk into the world and see other people with wombs, imagine that you are connected. See if you can bring that into your awareness. Sending you lots and lots and lots of full moon love. I don't know when we'll be doing this again, but I couldn't miss out on being part of the 10th anniversary. So last week we decided quickly to put this together for all of you and to share this special opportunity of the 30% off for the workbook. So I hope you'll take advantage of that, and sending you lots of love. Until next time, I want to just say one quick thing. If you're not following me on Instagram, please do. Yoga Goddess ZH for the Americans, Yoga Goddess ZH for Australians, Canadians, and people from the UK, I think. So, and there's a reason that I can't quite remember right now what it is. There's a good reason that you should come join us on Instagram, which we'll talk about. I'll put a notice in the Sacred Circle on Facebook. I just can't remember the good reason right now. But yes, join us there, and it'll be lovely to see you over on Instagram. Oh, it's because I'm sharing stories. That's what it is. I'm sharing stories from Mexico. So if you want to see what I'm up to here, follow me on Instagram and let's be in touch. Bye, everyone.